When I first walked onto the casino floor as a freshly hired slot technician, I thought I understood what I was getting into. Rows of flashing machines, the dizzying smell of money, the occasional triumphant cheer. It was intoxicating. But very quickly, I started noticing patterns no ordinary player would ever see. Patterns that suggested these machines weren't just random. They weren't fair. It started small. Certain machines seemed to never pay out, while others, placed just a few steps away, were spewing coins like fountains. High rollers would wander from one section to another, and yet casual players, the ones who sat down hoping to have a fun evening, they rarely left with anything. That's when things started to get strange. Over the next few months, I began paying attention, quietly observing which machines were most often played, which ones were near high traffic areas, and which seemed to lure players back again and again, only to take more than they gave. And then came the day I realized the truth. These machines, all of them, were designed to do one thing: keep you playing, keep you chasing, keep you losing, slowly, almost invisibly, until you didn't even realize it. Today, I want to take you inside that world. I'll show you the machines you need to avoid, the psychological traps built into every spinning reel, and why some casinos deliberately place certain machines in the perfect spots to take more money than you ever imagined. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which machines to walk past, which to never touch, and how casinos have perfected the art of subtle, almost invisible loss. But here's what most players don't realize. It's not just the machine. It's the floor, the placement, the colors, the lights, the sounds. Every detail is calculated to manipulate your behavior, and understanding it is the first step to taking back control. The first thing you notice in any casino isn't the machines, it's the layout. Wide aisles, dazzling lights, and a constant low-level hum of excitement. It's designed to feel inviting, but also subtly confusing. Players wander from section to section without realizing they're being guided. Certain slot machines are deliberately placed near exits, restaurants, or high-traffic areas. They're called anchor machines. They lure in casual players with the promise of easy wins. The lights are brighter, the sounds more jubilant, and then, just a few steps away, the machines designed to take more than they give wait quietly. They're darker, slightly quieter, but harder to leave. I remember noticing that machines in high-visibility areas, near the main entrances or bars, often had higher payout rates, but only briefly. They gave the illusion of winning just enough to make players stay longer. Meanwhile, the machines in the quieter corners, the ones people didn't notice right away, were the real money traps. They paid very little, but kept players engaged with near misses and small, meaningless wins that felt like progress. The psychology here is brilliant. Near misses trigger the brain in the same way real wins do. A player will see 2 sevens on the pay line and think they almost hit the jackpot. That almost win is enough to spark excitement, enough to make someone play just one more spin. And that one more spin often leads to many more. And placement isn't the only trick. The machines themselves are designed to draw your eye. Flashing lights, bright colors, sounds that reward your attention, it's all calculated. The machines you should avoid? They're usually the ones in strategic positions where players are most likely to linger, just out of reach of the crowded floor. Over the years, I watched countless players fall into this trap, often without realizing it. And it's not a coincidence. Every design choice is intentional. Every beep, every flash, every payout percentage is engineered to maximize the casino's revenue while keeping players hopeful, engaged, and unfortunately, losing. During my time working on the floor, I had access to the internal programming and maintenance schedules for every slot machine. That's when I saw it. Some machines had payout rates that weren't just different, they were unpredictable in a way that maximized losses over time. The software that runs these machines isn't simply random. It's carefully tuned to encourage specific behavior. The machines track how long a player sits, how often they push the spin button, even the time of day. Certain patterns trigger subtle rewards, like small wins or flashing lights, just enough to keep someone engaged. And near misses, they're more powerful than you think. When you see two jackpot symbols line up and the third just misses, your brain reacts as if you almost won. Your dopamine spikes. You feel excitement. That's when you're most likely to push the button again. And that's exactly when the machine is programmed to take more of your money. I saw machines that would adjust their behavior depending on the player. High-frequency players might see fewer wins, while casual visitors were given small encouragements early on. It's a psychological game, almost invisible, and it works every time. What most people don't know is that the machines are not just spinning reels, they're data-collecting devices. They watch how you react, learn your habits, and then use that information to keep you engaged. It's subtle, almost invisible, but extraordinarily effective. The key to avoiding these losses is awareness. If you understand what the machine is doing, you can spot the patterns. But few players ever get that far, and that's exactly what the casinos rely on. There are a lot of myths about slot machines that keep players trapped. One of the biggest is the belief in do wins. Many players think, I haven't hit the jackpot in a while, so the next spin is bound to pay. But in reality, the machines don't care about your history. Each spin is independent. Another common mistake is chasing losses. Players who are down try to get back what they lost by increasing bets or switching machines. This almost always backfires because the machines are designed to give the illusion of hope while taking more money.
Casinos use short-term, high payouts to create excitement and lure more players to spend more time and money on nearby machines. Even strategies like playing at off-peak hours or switching machines after a small win rarely work. The algorithms are designed to adapt to player behavior, subtly encouraging longer play and more spins. And finally, most players underestimate the environment itself. The lights, sounds, floor layout, and even air circulation are all engineered to affect decision-making. Comfortable seating, free drinks, soft carpets, these aren't just conveniences. They're part of a larger strategy to keep you engaged longer than you intended. Understanding these myths is crucial. Once you recognize them, you can avoid the worst mistakes and minimize unnecessary losses. I remember a player who became a cautionary tale for me. He was middle-aged, cheerful, and came in with a modest budget for a night of fun. He started on a machine near the center of the floor, one of the anchor machines, and won a small jackpot almost immediately. His eyes lit up, his friends cheered, and he felt invincible. He moved to a machine tucked into a quieter corner. At first, small wins kept him hopeful, but as the night wore on, the wins dried up, replaced by near misses that were frustratingly close. 2 sevens would align, only for the third to just miss. Bells would ring, lights would flash, and each time he pressed the button again, chasing the elusive jackpot. By the end of the night, he had spent 3 times his original budget, exhausted, frustrated, and no closer to winning than when he started. I watched this from the corner, knowing exactly how the machine had been programmed to manipulate his behavior. It was all calculated. The near misses, the timing of small wins, the psychological hooks embedded into the reels. That night, he left the casino emotionally drained. And yet, the machines had done their job perfectly. He didn't realize it at the time, but the system had predicted his actions almost step by step. That's the frightening power of these slot machines, and why avoiding certain machines is essential. If there's one thing I want you to take away, it's this. Knowledge is power. Understanding the environment and psychology of slot machines is your first defense. Avoid machines near high traffic areas, anchor machines that appear to give easy wins, and machines in quieter corners where near misses are more frequent. Take breaks often. Set strict loss limits before you start. Never chase a loss. And don't believe that you're due for a win. It's a myth that leads to reckless decisions. Pay attention to the environment. Comfortable seating, free drinks, and dim lighting are designed to keep you there longer. If you feel yourself getting caught up in the environment, step away, step outside, take a breath. And remember, casinos profit by keeping you engaged, not by rewarding you. Some machines are safe for casual play, but the ones I've highlighted in this video, the ones near corners, the ones with psychological near-miss programming, those are the traps. Avoid them. Understanding these traps doesn't just save money, it saves the stress and frustration of losing to a system designed to manipulate you. And once you know how they work, you can enjoy the casino experience on your terms without letting the machines control you. Slot machines aren't just games of chance. They are sophisticated tools, engineered to manipulate, engage, and keep you playing longer than you intend. From machine placement to near misses to subtle psychological nudges, everything is calculated. As an ex-casino employee, I've seen the inner workings firsthand. I've watched machines trap players, manipulating behavior in ways most people will never recognize. But now, you know. And knowing is the first step to protecting yourself. Avoid the machines I've highlighted, understand the environment, set strict loss limits, and never chase losses. These simple steps won't make you rich, but they will prevent the worst-case scenarios, losing more than you can afford and falling into the casino's carefully constructed traps. If this video has opened your eyes, share it, educate a friend, and always remember, in the casino, knowledge is your most powerful weapon.